Guys, how are we doing? And welcome back to another video. This is the Fighters Forecast. It's your boy Tennant speaking right now, and we are here to break down Sterling versus Zalal. But let's look back at last week's card. The Canadian card, we did very well. The hammer of the week hit, the opportunity hit as well. So we're buzzing about that. A lot of other bets hit as well. And just a fantastic card all around. We had some great predictions of who was going to win, some great spots in our betting lines that we liked. But yeah, that was a great card. Not a lot of great name value on the card, but it did deliver. We had Barbosa with that nasty left hook knockout, which was fantastic. Mike Malott made easy work of Gilbert Burns. Burns retired. That Jordan Phillips fight was very good. I really enjoyed that fight. A lot of good fights. There's too many women's fights on the card. But other than that, guys, it was a very good fight card, action wise, not name wise. Kind of the same thing here again. If Aljamain Sterling versus Alal, I guess these guys are more known than Mike Malott and Gilbert Burns for the main event, but it's still not a great card bottom to top. There's lots of meh fights that no one really cares about, not a lot of name value on here. But I don't like to shit on Apex cards because the last Canadian card just went crazy. I hope this one can deliver as well. But like always, guys, hope you're having a good day. I hope you're smiling. Hope you can hit that fucking like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And without wasting any more time, we're going to get right into the breakdown from the bottom to the top. First fight on the card, we have Max Griffin against Victor Valenzuela. Max Griffin, is an older guy in the 170 weight class. Max Griffin, the guy loves to throw output. He loves to try and take your head off. I believe he was the one to knock the ear off one of his opponents. The guy hits very hard, doesn't have a lot of wrestling. He's fighting kind of a mirror image here in Victor Valenzuela. There's not a lot of grappling tape on this guy, but striking, he loves to throw, he loves to hit hard, he has good output. And the guy's a monster coming off Dana White Contender Series. He lost his matchup, but he was very fun while doing it. This is a short notice matchup. Victor Valenzuela throws lots of output and power, just like Max Griffin. But I believe here the youth is going to play a factor. I think Victor Valenzuela is a little bit better in the striking, and he is faster than Max Griffin. He needs to use his footwork. He needs to evade the straight punches of Max Griffin. And if he does that, I believe he gets it done here for his UFC debut. Give me Victor Valenzuela for this matchup. Next, we got Francis Fire Marshall against Lucas Brennan. Lucas Brennan is a jiu-jitsu nerd, guys. He's just put on this card because Marshall wanted to fight. They wanted to add another fight in here. Lucas Brennan's a jiu-jitsu nerd. He's not that good. Does not have good hands. He has some nice submission victories, you could say. But other than that, the guy is a complete BJJ nerd. He's fighting a guy who's extremely complete in Francis Marshall, but he's fighting a weight class up here at 155. Francis Marshall at 155, I've never seen him before there. I've never seen him make that weight before. He's normally a 145. If I'm not mistaken, maybe even a 135 fighter. So this is a really, really big size discrepancy here. Francis Fire Marshall, we know who this guy is. He's a very complete MMA fighter. Francis Marshall, great hands. He has great chain wrestling, which I really enjoy in fighters. And he has good fight IQ as well. We just watched him take out Eric Silva. He was supposed to. Eric Silva's a bum. The guy's old. But Francis Marshall is extremely complete. And in the 145 division, I know it says 155, but in the 145 division, this guy is a legit prospect that can crack the top 15. He's very complete. He's got great wrestling, good hands, a nice 1-2 down the pipe. Some decent leg kicks as well. Francis Fire Marshall's going to keep building. He's going to keep trying to make his career better and better. And I believe this guy gets this matchup done. So give me Fire Francis Marshall in this matchup. Next fight, we have another short notice matchup. We have Rafael Filo against Cody Durden. Durden stepping in on short notice. I believe Durden's lost 4 fights in a row now. They are to good fighters like Ochoa, Chuban Demberall, who I actually really enjoy watching fight. The guy's been through it. He's been fighting some good fighters, and this is up a weight class at 135. Jeff Alfilo is very complete here. This fight is at 135 because Durden cannot make the weight in time because it is so short notice. But Rafael Filo, the guy's very good. He's very slick on the ground. Loves to find different types of chokes, and he's good in the boxing as well. I think Jeff Alfilo is just a better fighter wherever this fight goes. Durden's going to be dangerous in round 1, but after round 1, this guy's going to gas. It is Rafael Filo's world. And I think Rafael Filo gets this fight done by finish if I had to make a prediction. Next fight, we got Cedricus Dumbass against Jackson McVeigh. Terrible fight, extremely low level, but it could be fun. Both these guys are pretty much all action. Cedricus Dumbass has been arrested more times than he has wins in the UFC. The guy was literally hiding in a dog cage to run from police. I want you to take that in. This guy was literally hiding in a dog cage to get away from police. They found his dumbass in the fucking cage. They pulled him out. He was supposed to fight, I believe it was a couple months ago, but the judge did not clear him to take his ankle monitor off in time to get a fight. How this dude's still in the UFC, nobody knows. Zero people know. Um, but he's fighting a guy in Jackson McVeigh who's just as bad. Jackson McVeigh, I don't know what the UFC sees in this guy. He's not great. I know he fought Bruno the Hulk Ferreira. The guy's no easy fighter. But Jackson McVeigh is nothing special. The guy's long for the weight class. He's got decent boxing combinations, a decent grappling as well. This is mid versus mid here. Do not bet on this fight at all. I'm going to go Jackson McVeigh because I hate Cedricus Dumas. Next fight, we got Rodolfo Vieto against Eric McConaughey. Eric McConaughey sucks, guys. Please, he sucks, man. He's not a good fighter. He has the better striking in this matchup, but the wrestling is not even close. Rodolfo Vieira is the better wrestler. He's the better jiu-jitsu practitioner. He's a little bit older, which does scare me a little bit here, but he's just the better fighter. In the jiu-jitsu and the wrestling, it's not even close. If Eric McConaughey can keep this fight standing, then he has a chance. But if he does not, he is done. Rodolfo Vieira is going to land some serious ground and pound that's going to get guys out of there. And I believe he gets this fight done. Next fight, we got Marcus Buchecha against Ryan Superman Spann. Marcus Buchecha sucks. The guy is trash. Fought Budai. Budai beat him. Marcus Buchecha sucks. He's a BJJ nerd. No striking whatsoever. Ryan Spann is more complete than this guy. The only thing that worries me about Ryan Spann is his chin and maybe his cardio. But other than that, Ryan Spann has the tools to win this matchup. He's the better striker. He is competent enough on the ground to survive the jiu-jitsu scrambles of Marcus Buchecha. He has his own subs. He has his own sub wins as well. Ryan Superman Spann is very, very good at boxing range, though. So I believe he can tag up Buchecha. He can circle away. He can really land on this guy. So I'm going to pick the underdog here in Ryan Spann. Next fight, we got Montel Jackson against Raoni Barcelos. This is a very hard matchup to pick, and do not bet on this fight whatsoever. We just saw Montel Jackson go out there and freeze like he's Casper. That guy was a ghost of himself. He did not throw any strikes whatsoever at his opponent against Davidson Figueiredo. I did not understand what his game plan was. It looked like he was scared to be in there, and it's really hard to trust a guy like this. I picked Blackshear against this guy, and he took him out. So I was like, fuck, this guy could be the real deal. And then he goes to do that. So I don't know. This guy is very fucking voice crack. But this guy is very unpredictable in my opinion. He has the tools to win here. Raoni Barcelos is not close in the striking here. In the grappling, it's decently close. Raoni Barcelos is on a big win streak though. His best win being Peyton Talbot, and that is no guy to shun away. That is a massive win. I don't care how he got it. You could say he was being a nut hugger, blah, 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 blah. But if you're not training, and you're not training every aspect of MMA, and you get exposed in one area, of course the guy's going to take it. Why would he want to take damage on the feet with a guy to be entertaining when he's 37 years old, trying to collect paychecks, trying to take the least amount of damage possible? That was extremely a smart fight by Raoni Barcelos, and I love fighters like that, man, who know what they need to do to get the job done. They're not prideful in their striking. Rafael Fiziev, you fucking idiots. Supposed to wrestle Rufi, you idiots, man. Nothing gets me more upset than a fighter who's too prideful to do what his opponent is not good at. Rafael Fiziev extremely turned me off because he should have wrestled Mauricio Ruffi. Mauricio Ruffi made no improvements in his wrestling. He was backed up against the fence yet again. Hey, guess what, Fiziev? How about you go watch some tape study of what BSD did? He backed him up and shot every time he got the takedown. Your fight IQ disgusted me in that matchup. I used to be a fan. Now I'm not. Mauricio Ruffi is a better striker. I hope he fights you again and you don't wrestle again so you can get knocked out again. Guys, I'm sorry for that rant, but Rafael Fiziev really pissed me off in that matchup. I would have got a perfect card if he won, if he fucking wrestled. Anyways, going back, Raoni Barcelos has very good fight IQ. The guy's very high level, with the brain, with the aspects like that. But Montel Jackson's the better fighter all around, in my opinion. I think Montel Jackson can stuff the takedowns, and when this fight is on the feet, he can really, really emerge. I believe he was too caught up in the moment in Brazil to fight Figgy, and I believe he gets this job done against Hani Barcelo. So give me Montel Jackson, but I would not bet it. Next fight, we got Davy Grant against Adrian Luna Martinelli. Davy Grant, we all know who this guy is. He's a seasoned vet. This guy's really good output. It's awkward striking style, lots of angles, very bony, lots of elbows in the clinch as well from Davy Grant, lots of knees. This guy's a very unorthodox fighter. He's very fun to watch, in my opinion. The guy just go out there, he'll throw. Coming off that absolute destruction that Charles Jourdain put on him, flying knee knockout, cut him open. Charles Jourdain looked unreal in that matchup. And I believe Davy Grant's on his way out. I do like this guy a lot. But Adrian Luna Martinelli, we saw this guy against Mark Vologden, who you just watched on the last UFC card. Adrian Luna Martinelli was the better fighter in that matchup. He was cleaner. He had the better striking defense, even though there wasn't a lot there. He had the better striking. He had the better grappling. He could take the fight to the ground if he wanted to here. And I believe he can do that against Davy Grant if he needs to. But Adrian Luna Martinelli has the output and the volume to get Davy Grant out of there, in my opinion. We know this guy's not going to slow down, which is what Davy Grant thrives on. Adrian Luna Martinelli, in my opinion, is one of the best value picks on this card at plus 105, and I believe he gets this job done. Could be by wrestling. I think he's the better wrestler. I think he's the better striker. I think he has the better cardio, and he has the youth. I think Adrian Luna Martinelli is an absolute steal at plus 105. Next fight, we got Rafa Garcia against Alexander the Great Hernandez. Rafa Garcia, pretty fun to watch, I'd say. Throws lots of weird angles. Loves to just throw with all reckless abandonment. The guy's a monster in there. He's fighting out of Mexico. I really do enjoy watching this guy fight, to be honest. I think he's a good fighter. I think he can mix it in pretty well. But he's fighting a guy in Alexander Hernandez who is extremely complete. You know, his last fight, got me a little bit nervous because it got canceled because the FBI thought some weird things were happening. His line movement was being weird. Maybe he was injured or something. I don't know. But Alex Hernandez here, in my opinion, is the better fighter. Point blank simple. I think he's the better striker. And there's a tendency of Rafa Garcia of when he throws his right hook, he drops his hand, and Alexander Hernandez can counter that. If you watch Rafa Garcia tape, you see he drops his hands after he throws. He kind of sits there and goes, "That was a great strike." You know what I mean? Admiring his work when he should put his hands up. So I think if Hernandez can hone in on that, if his team's done the tape study on that, you can really expose that of Rafa Garcia. I believe Hernandez is the better wrestler as well. So I think he gets this fight done. And at minus 130, I think it's great odds. Next fight, we have Aljamain Sterling against Yusuf Zalal in the main event. It's a very interesting fight. This could be labeled as a title eliminator. In my opinion, it isn't. I know Yusuf Zalal's on a 6-fight win streak, but he's not that exciting, and his opponents that he's beaten are not that good. Yusuf Zalal has good wrestling, he's got decent striking, and he has good pace. You could say he was slowing down against Calvin Kattar, but he just took the round off. He won the first 2 rounds pretty smoothly. Just trying not to take enough damage, not trying to waste his cardio to gas out. I think he's a very smart fighter as well. Took down Josh Emmett and submitted him like it was nothing. But Josh Emmett sucks, let's be honest. The guy's not good anymore. Yusuf Zalal, though, in my opinion, I believe this guy, has great grappling, but he does not have the better grappling in this matchup. And I believe the striking is very similar. I believe Aljamain Sterling, we know this guy. He is a staple of the UFC, one of the greatest bantamweight fighters of all time. Aljamain Sterling has the better wrestling in this matchup. He has the better cardio. The chain wrestling in here, in my opinion, is the difference. Aljamain Sterling can scramble. Aljamain Sterling can chain wrestle into different positions here. And I think Yusuf Zalal has seen nobody like Aljamain Sterling before. This guy is a problem, and you're going to find out why. He's moving up to 145. Sterling's striking is not bad either, but the grappling is going to be the difference here. He's going to hold him against the fence, clinch him up, throw him down. Aljamain Sterling is the pick here as the underdog. I love the odds at plus 120. I believe he gets this fight done, and I believe this is a bad matchup for Yusuf Zalal. Guys, that is the full card breakdown. Um, you know, lots of interesting fights here. I wouldn't say lots of great fights, lots of big name fights, but interesting fights nonetheless. A good main event for perhaps a title eliminator. Both these guys get smoked by John Silva though. But anyways, that is the fight card for this weekend, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. Hope you can like the video, subscribe if you are new, leave some comments. You know how the algorithm works. But I'll see you guys for the hammer of the week. Peace.